What is a Lynwood gold forsythia? A Forsythia Lynwood gold is a stunning flowering shrub that I absolutely adore having in my garden. Its vibrant yellow blooms in early spring bring such joy and brightness to my outdoor space. I love how it contrasts against the greenery and adds such a cheerful vibe to the landscape. Northern gold versus Lynwood gold forsythia. I find that northern gold forsythia blooms earlier in the spring, which brightens up my garden just when I need it most. Lynwood gold forsythia, on the other hand, seems to have more abundant and vibrant yellow flowers that last a bit longer into the season. When to plant Lynwood gold forsythia is a question that had me researching a bit. From my experience, fall or early spring are the best times to plant them. I've found that planting them during these times gives them a chance to establish their roots before the harsh conditions of summer or winter set in. How fast does Lynwood gold forsythia grow? Here's how to plant your Lynwood gold forsythia for a healthy and vibrant shrub. Choosing the right time and location. The best time to plant your Lynwood gold forsythia is in fall or early spring. Avoid planting during the hottest or coldest parts of the year. Select a location that receives full sun to partial shade. At least 6 hours of direct sunlight daily is ideal for maximum flowering. Ensure the planting site has well-draining soil. Forsythia won't tolerate soggy roots. Planting. Dig a hole. Make sure the hole is at least twice as wide as the root ball of your forsythia and slightly deeper. Loosen the soil. Loosen the soil around the edges of the hole to encourage root growth beyond the root ball. Positioning. Carefully place your forsythia in the hole, ensuring it sits level with the surrounding soil. Backfill and water. Fill the hole back with the excavated soil, gently tamping it down to remove air pockets. Water the plant thoroughly to settle the soil around the roots. Spacing. Since Lynwood gold forsythia can grow to be 6 to 9 feet tall and wide at maturity, consider spacing when planting multiple shrubs. Here's a guide. For a solid hedge or screen, plant them 5 feet apart. For individual specimens with space to grow, plant them 10 feet apart. Additional tips. You can amend the soil with some compost or organic matter before planting to improve drainage and provide nutrients. Avoid fertilizing your newly planted forsythia until next spring. The initial watering should be sufficient for the first growing season. After planting, you can add a layer of mulch around the base of the plant to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. How to plant Lynwood gold forsythia. Planting Lynwood gold forsythia is relatively straightforward, but I've learned a few tips along the way. I make sure to choose a location with well-drained soil and plenty of sunlight. Digging a hole slightly larger than the root ball and amending the soil with compost helps ensure a good start for the plant. After planting, I water it well and add a layer of mulch to retain moisture. Are Lynwood gold forsythia a tree or bush? Lynwood gold forsythia is actually a large, spreading shrub rather than a tree. I've found this distinction important when planning its placement in my garden. Its bushy growth habit makes it perfect for creating privacy screens or adding structure to the landscape. Do you need to prune a Forsythia Lynwood gold? Pruning a Forsythia Lynwood gold is something I've learned to do to maintain its shape and encourage prolific flowering. After it blooms in the spring, I typically prune out any dead or damaged branches and shape it to my desired size. This helps keep the plant healthy and looking its best year after year. How tall are Lynwood gold forsythia? In terms of height, Lynwood gold forsythia can reach up to 8 feet tall at maturity. I've found this to be true in my own garden, where it serves as a beautiful backdrop to shorter plants in the foreground. Is Lynwood gold forsythia deer resistant? While Lynwood gold forsythia is not completely deer resistant, I've noticed that deer tend to avoid it in my area. However, it's always a good idea to take precautions if deer are a common issue in your area. Is Lynwood gold forsythia poisonous to dogs? I've done some research on whether Lynwood gold forsythia is poisonous to dogs because I have a furry friend at home. From what I've found, Forsythia is not considered toxic to dogs, but it's always best to monitor pets around any plants and contact a veterinarian if there are any concerns about ingestion.